Hi everyone and welcome back to Sprinkle with Paper. Today I'm going to be sharing a fun design inspired by one of my favorite movies, The Sandlot. In today's video I'll provide you with all the steps needed to create your own design, or you can head on over to sprinklewithpaper.net where I'll be providing the SVG file for free. Let's go on ahead and jump right into our project. The supplies needed to complete this project will be any item that you'd like to place your design on. I'll be using this onesie for my nephew Liam that I found at Hobby Lobby. You'll also need a weeding tool, measuring tape, iron or heat press, and HTV, which is heat transfer vinyl. My favorite brand is the Studio Paper brand that can be found at Hobby Lobby. Full price it is $14.99, but it's pretty much always on sale for 50% off. And last but not least, you will need your Cricut mat. We will start creating our design by going to Cricut Design Space and opening up a new project. Select text and start typing in your phrase, "You're killing me smalls." I know that I want the font of "You're killing me" to be different than smalls, so I'm going to put the phrases in two separate text boxes. That way it'll be easier to change the font. Once I have my wording typed out, I'm going to change the font. The font I'll be using for "You're Killing Me" is going to be A Frightful Affair. This is a free font found on Cricut Design Space. Now I want to adjust the spacing on my wording. So the first thing I'm going to do is go up to Alignment and press Center. And now "Your" is centered right over "Killing Me." But now I want my letters to be a little bit closer together. So I'm just going to go over to Line Space and I'm going to reduce the spacing in between each of the letters. Once I like the way "You're Killing Me" looks, I'm going to move on to the word smalls. The font I'll be using for the word smalls is a baseball font called Bramble. This is a free font that can be downloaded on dafont.com. I love the way that this font looks, but I also love that if you use the numbers 0 through 9, you could add the little swashes to the end of the word. That gives it that baseball-inspired look. So I'll go on ahead and show you real quick how that works. Since I want the word smalls to cut as one single piece, I'm not going to use the line spacing. I'm actually going to ungroup the letters. So I'm going to go over to Ungroup, and now I can manipulate each of the letters individually. So from here, I'm just going to make sure that each of the letters are touching and are slightly overlapping. A little trick when making sure that all of your letters are touching and are slightly overlapping is to change the color of the font to a lighter color. I typically use the color lavender. That seems to work well for me. And that way I can actually see if any of the letters need to be moved around a little bit more. Now to add my baseball swash, I'm going to go over to text and I'm going to type in a number between 0 and 9. I'm just going to choose the number 7 because it's one of my lucky numbers. And then we have our swash. So from here you can adjust the size and just attach it to the little tail of the S. To finalize the design, I'm going to tilt the word smalls by adjusting the rotate button up in the right-hand corner of the word. And then I'm going to place it under "You're Killing Me." And once I like the spacing and the alignment, I'm going to select the whole thing and press Weld. The final step before cutting is to change the size of the design to fit your project. Once you have the appropriate size, go over and click Make It. Since we're using an HTV iron-on material, we're going to select Mirror and then Continue. Since I'm using my maker, I'm going to go to the materials list and I'm going to type in iron-on and then I'm going to select the everyday iron-on. If you're using the Cricut Explorer, you could just turn the dial on your machine to iron-on. To prepare my mat, I'm just going to place the HTV shiny side down onto my Cricut mat And since this is an older mat, it's not quite as sticky, so I'm going to be using masking tape around the edges just to make sure that it doesn't slip around while cutting. Now this is my favorite part, weeding out my project. Make sure you're double and triple checking to get rid of any unwanted pieces. Once you're done weeding, it's time to iron on your project. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fold my onesie in half to figure out exactly where the middle is so I can line up my design. And I also, with a onesie, I like to position the design an inch down from the collar. Now just use an iron or a heat press to apply the HTV. I'll be using my CRICUT mini heat press since this is such a tiny little onesie. After a few minutes, I'm just going to flip it over and go over the back really quickly. Once the plastic starts to wrinkle up a bit, it's time to take it off. And if there are any pieces that haven't fully transferred over, just lay the plastic back down and go back over it really quickly with your iron or your heat press. Once you've pulled off the plastic, just give it a few seconds to cool, and there you have it, your Sandlot-inspired HTV project. Since I'll be giving this to my nephew Liam, I added some little pants to complete the outfit. I found these adorable little navy blue and gray pants at Target. They're so cute and tiny. So I'm just going to fold these up with the onesie and wrap it all up with a baseball ribbon. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. Thanks so much for watching and happy crafting.